Hello and welcome to Adventure Planet, where today I'm here at Thorpe Park here in the UK. Now I've come down specifically today just to check out Thorpe Park's version of Mardi Gras. It's their first actual event of trying Mardi Gras. Obviously Alton Towers is now in their second year. This is Thorpe Park's first year of their attempt at obviously doing some street food, some festivals, some shows and all the music and colours kind of associated with the Mardi Gras event to give that kind of New Orleans, Louisiana style. Obviously Thorpe Park here in the UK, built in 1979, actually sits on an island here in Chertsey, Surrey. It's split up into 8 thematic areas, including things like Amity, Old Town, Base Camp, etc. And they all have their own kind of themed areas and rides. I'm here for the first time in a little while. Going to check out, see if there's anything new in the park today, any kind of changes. We're going to check out and see where Project Exodus is going to be built, probably opening in around 2024. Any kind of little changes in the play areas. We're also going to go on all the rides. Park hours today 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. It's an off-peak weekday today, so hopefully it's going to be pretty quiet. Obviously it's a Merlin owned park, so unfortunately no on-ride POVs today. However, we'll get plenty of off-ride footage for you. Let's go and take a look at the park, see what they've got. Let's head to base camp. So just on approach to base camp then, if you actually take a right about halfway across the bridge, you start to come to these shark cabins here. Now these shark cabins are actually Thorpe Park's on-resort hotel, and for a pretty reasonable £143, you can get a 2-day park ticket, an overnight stay in one of these cabins with breakfast included, and you get 10% off food, drink and merch in the park. Free parking is also included, and each of the cabins are really well themed and include full free Wi-Fi and a really comfortable bed and TV. And the shark cabins are just through this area here. Plenty of cabins to stay in. It's worth noting as well that also on your second day in the park, you do also get unlimited fast track to all the rides up until 11 a.m. So if you've not done Thorpe Park before and you do feel like you need a full two-day excursion, if you like, to see the entire park, worth checking out the shark cabins. Really well themed, really comfortable, and in my opinion worth the £143 for the stay. We're going to head back up this way now though, back up to base camp before heading into the park itself. A little bit rainy today. Weather hopefully is going to hold off and be nice to us. We were expecting a shower kind of mid to late afternoon, but it is kind of starting to spit with rain a little bit now, but hopefully we'll have a pretty much dry day today. Looking forward to this one. Let's get in the park. And here we are in base camp then, where we have a number of eateries and food shops. Still pretty early in the day at the moment, so it's pretty quiet. Like I say, it is an off-peak weekday, so it may be pretty quiet anyway. However, this is an ideal area if you're coming into the park maybe with family and friends and you've driven up separately or something. Base camp is an ideal place to kind of meet up with those that have obviously driven up separately, and maybe you just want an area to meet up, grab some food before you head into the park, grab a coffee here. You got the coffee shack, you got Vibes Bar and Kitchen, really nice kind of area to just chill before you head into your first day in the park. Of course, we're going to head over there right now. We're going to probably be heading over to the flat ride section of the park, just on the left as we get through these doors here. Let's go and check out Vortex, Zodiac, Quantum, all the classic flat rides right at the entrance to this park. Let's go. And just as you enter the park then, after base camp, to the right here in the Amity section of the park, beautiful swarm going in the background there. You got this little play area here which is kind of under construction, undergoing some refurb here. Little play area just in the Amity section, just in front of depth charge here. Obviously the Amity section of the park is pretty known for its water rides. You've got depth charge, you've got storm surge, you've got tidal wave just in the back here. So if you're up for some soakers, certainly at the end of the day as you're coming out of the park, do a couple of the water rides here in Amity, get yourself nice and wet for when you get back in your car. So just to the left then, as you come out of base camp and you kind of come around to the side of it here, you've got Vibes Bar and Kitchen here with people having their early morning breakfast behind these window panes here. And then just to the left, you got the little flat ride section that I spoke about. You got a nice KMG afterburner here with Vortex. You got a Huss Enterprise just behind these trees here. That's Zodiac, or Zodiac should I say. and then Rush is just between these trees here as well, and then Quantum, the Fabry Magic Carpet, is just through there as well. Nice little section that gets pretty busy towards the end of the day as people try and get their last rides in before park close. Now, I'm waiting to get on this. It's still a little bit early. It's about another 15 minutes until park opening time. This has just been testing, so it's open. I'm going to jump on this first before heading in to the main part of the park and heading towards Colossus, which is just down that way. Just got off my ride then off of this beast here, Vortex, the KMG Afterburner. Superb flat ride there. And the good thing about the KMGs is they are still really quite forceful, really holds its intensity, that one. Still got the music playing as the floor drops away and the ride actually kicks into action. That, 2001 that was built, so it's getting old, but it still really is a classic ride, really is a good one to get on there just as you're exiting the park, and maybe your first ride of the day as well, like I've just done. Gonna head on over to this side of the park now. We're gonna head towards Colossus. Zodiac is obviously just testing, still not quite open at the moment. I've just noticed though from looking at it that it certainly does not go all the way up anymore. It's these enterprise rides, I think, are starting to show their age a little bit now. Like I say, the one at Alton Towers is currently being dismantled. No actually official confirmation that it is being removed. But it's not in a good state at the moment, and Zodiac here as well at Thorpe Park seems to be struggling to get its full height. I'm not sure if it's just running a different cycle, but I think it has been like that for a while. Cyclone Vortex was about 3 minutes, so pretty lengthy in the mornings. I think they run a slightly longer cycle in the mornings. Brilliant ride, great ride to start the day, that one. Nice bit of airtime on that as well. Like I say, going to head on over to Colossus now, see what the queue time's like for that, and see if we can see any Mardi Gras going. It's starting to rain a little bit now. Hopefully that's not going to destroy the celebrations any. Let's go take a look. Some off-ride footage there then of both Rush and Colossus, which is just behind me here, that quad Heartline roll. Now Colossus back in 2002, when this initially opened, was actually held the record for the most inversions in a coaster in the UK at 10. Of course that was beaten later on by the Smiler at Alton Towers. Just about to get on this ride now. I've got to be honest, it sounds a little rattly. You know, it's been here for quite a while now, so obviously it is starting to show a little bit of its age. The track's looking a little rusted in places, and the trains are starting to look a little old, but it still is a fantastic ride, this one. And like I say, this is joint second now with a number of coasters around the world that now have 10 loops, but it is still joint second for the most number of inversions in the world. So we'll get on, we'll give it a go. Oh, still looks good though, that quad Heartline roll. Apart from the 10 inversions, statistically not very impressive. It's about 100 feet tall, around 45 miles an hour in speed. So not too impressive, but those 10 inversions though, make sure you've not had a big lunch. Let's go get on. Yeah, just after my ride on Colossus then, thought I would come down and see if the remnants of the Slammer still remain at Thorpe Park. And of course, yes, they do. Is the two towers for them just here. Been SB&O since 2017, and I believe they're forbidden, rumours are that they're forbidden to take these towers away due to some kind of protected bird species that's currently nesting somewhere in these towers. So they're actually not allowed to touch them. So that's been SB&O since 2017. Queue line is still there. I think they've taken some parts of the ride away, but of course the towers are still standing. Not sure how long they're going to be standing there for. I mean, if you got rid of those and cut back this area, there's plenty of room for a brand new flat ride there, so we'll see what happens in the future. But for the moment, the towers are still very much there. And here's something you don't see every day at Thorpe Park, the Samurai, and it's down. I don't think I've ever been to Thorpe Park before in my life since this ride has been here and not seen this go down at least once throughout the day. It's only 10:30, the park's only been open for 30 minutes and it's gone down already. It's a real shame because it's a fantastic ride, that, but it does suffer incredibly with failures, probably each and every day here at Thorpe Park. Real shame. Of course, Soar in the background there, the Gerstlauer Eurofighter still looking good. Still looking good, and that is going to be my next ride. And of course, that drop, 100 degrees, and is actually the steepest drop in the world that is not controlled by braking. Straight down as a free fall, 100 degrees, and into that first Immelman. What a ride. And there she goes. Yeah, that's where I'll be heading on right about now. Let's go. Just got off my ride on Soar the Ride then, of course, built back here in 2009, still rides really well. And the queue line is still really well themed as well. A couple of jump scares in there, which is really, really cool. Now behind me here, all you can see is a white fence. And of course, there's not really much more to see behind it, but this, and in this kind of general area here, kind of between Samurai, Soar and Black Mirror Labyrinth, is where Thorpe Park's new coaster, Project Exodus, is thought to be getting built. Now, of course, that is likely going to be going into construction at the end of this year. Still nothing officially confirmed yet. We don't know the manufacturer, don't really know the layout, but this is where it's going to be. And if it does get built, it will be the UK's tallest roller coaster, eclipsing the big one at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. This one is going to be 236 feet in height, which means that actually Thorpe Park will then hold two records for the UK, both the fastest coaster with Stealth and also the tallest roller coaster with Project Exodus, whatever this will actually end up being called. Now, I just thought I'd get a little bit of footage from around this general area, because it's always interesting for me to see how things look before, during and after construction. Always good to look back at for the, you know, the historical aspect, I guess, of seeing just how these rides come to fruition in the park. So really looking forward to this one. We'll be following construction on this channel as the ride goes into development. Hopefully it's soon. Like I say, I'm imagining at the end of this year, possibly opening in the 2024 season. We'll see what happens in the future. But yeah, exciting stuff. Let's go and explore some more of the park, see if we can head on over to Swarm, see what we can see on the way. So of course I was going to be heading towards the Swarm, but I've actually changed my mind and taken a little bit of a detour here and come down towards Nemesis Inferno, the 2003 B&M invert here at Thorpe Park. Now, unpopular opinion, I actually prefer Nemesis Inferno to the original Nemesis, which is located obviously at Alton Towers. I prefer the layout and I prefer the intensity, and of course it has those world first interlocking corkscrews for a B&M invert, the only ones in the world, which gives it that kind of, you know, that fame, you know, I kind of like that. So I'm going to head on to this one first, then actually, as we're so close to Stealth, we'll head on over to Stealth straight after Inferno. Looking forward to this one. Let's give it a ride. I gotta be honest, I do still really love Nemesis Inferno. I still do think that that ranks above Nemesis in my opinion. Only just, but it does. It's definitely above it. Anyway, Angry Birdsland now. Now this is where the main part of Mardi Gras is actually happening in this area. I'm assuming because Angry Birdsland is nice and colourful and kind of suits the theme as well. We got the Detonator Bombs Away drop tower here from Fabry. And 115 feet that drop tower, and it's actually been renamed to Detonator Bombs Away to kind of fit in with the Angry Birds land here. I'm going to jump on that right now just to see how forceful this drop tower is in 2022. Oh, Nemesis Inferno, what a ride. What a beast. Let's get on the drop tower then, and let's see how forceful this one is in 2022. Just got off my ride on Detonator then, the Fabric Group drop tower here in the park, and yeah, it still rides well. They still don't have the same force as the Intamin drop towers, but it is still a good ride. It is only 115 feet tall as well, which actually in these days is actually pretty small for a drop tower. However, it's been in the park for several years now, and it's still a classic ride, and I think the re-theming they've done with Angry Birdsland, turning it into Detonator Bombs Away, and the sound effects and stuff that they have going on it is actually really well done. I think it's got its place in the park. Still a fun ride. So the Mardi Gras festivities haven't kicked off quite yet, but the stage obviously is over there primed and ready to go. You've also got all these lovely little trusses here as well, all the different colours. The tree here with the purple and yellow with all the beads all over it, all ready to go. It's a fun atmosphere around here, lots of loud music, obviously Detonator in the background there, and of course the food cabins are over the back here. All the different kind of Mardi Gras street food there that you can have. Reasonably priced for a theme park. You've also got a pretty good photo opportunity here. Sit yourself on the throne, Thorpe Park, Mardi Gras. Nice little photo opportunity there. You also obviously got the usual stalls and the usual Angry Birdsland theming going on. You've also got the 4D experience just there, which is the next showing at 12 o'clock. I'm going to hang around a little bit for some Mardi Gras festivities that are going to be starting off here shortly. Then I'm going to be heading down in that direction and heading on to Stealth. I will actually be grabbing some street food as well a little bit later on. It's still a little bit early at the moment, not quite 12 o'clock yet, not quite lunchtime. But I'm going to hang around, see what comes off, drown in the party atmosphere here and see what happens. Hopefully we get some kind of shows starting just in a few moments. Hey! How Thorpe Park does Mardi Gras then. Look at the vehicle.
Let's get the chanting. When I say Mardi, you say Gras. Mardi. Mardi. When I say Mardi, you say Gras. Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras.
Pulling the jellyfish there. Hey! Heading on over to the stage. So yeah, Mardi Gras is running from the 19th of May through until the 19th of June. And like I say, this is Thorpe Park's first attempt at Mardi Gras. So far, the only down point at the moment is the street food bars here. A little bit of a limited selection. However, the food is smelling pretty good. I might actually grab myself a little bit of lunch now, just before I head on over onto Stealth. Looks like you got some curly fries here. You got corn on the cob, some shrimp there as well, a jambalaya. Jambalaya is £8, curly fries are £5. You got some Louisiana ribs and spicy rice there for £8 as well. But like I say, I think I would have liked to have seen a little bit more selection. Now I know Alton Towers obviously has had their second year now at Mardi Gras, so they've learned some lessons and they've made improvements. That's something I think Thorpe Park could actually work on the next time they do a Mardi Gras like next year, obviously with this street food selection. Maybe just a little bit more choice. But let's grab some, let's tuck in and let's see what it's like. So I've gone for the shrimp baguette here, and looks pretty damn tasty. A little bit pricey though at £8, so maybe a little bit more expensive than normal theme park prices. However, it looks pretty tasty. The only down point I would say is that there is a distinct lack of seating around the area of these food places, which is a little bit of a shame. There's some tables a little bit further down this way by the stage, but they're obviously all taken ready for any of the upcoming Mardi Gras shows, so a little bit more seating around this kind of area would have been nice to see. However, I'm going to chow down. This looks and smells delicious, so let's hope this £8 is worth it. Time to fill me up. And made it round to Stealth now, Intamin's coaster from 2006 here at Thorpe Park, and is actually the UK's fastest roller coaster, propelling riders from 0 to 80 miles an hour in just 1.9 seconds. Really great ride this. I love this ride. Ride it multiple times every time I come here. Just about to get shot away now into this 205-foot top hat section behind me here. It's a great ride. Oh yeah, there she goes. Keeping my eye out for a rollback. Not seen one on Stealth in a long time. Maybe it'll happen when I get on it. I'm going to go and ride it now, see if I can keep that Mardi Gras lunch down. That was a fantastic shrimp baguette, by the way. Not quite worth £8, but still pretty tasty, and that'll keep me going for the next couple of hours. So just got off my ride on Stealth then, and what a ride. It is still so forceful. That launch, that initial launch from 0 to 80 miles an hour, you forget how fast that is. Of course, Stealth uses the LSM launch system, which is a linear synchronous motor. It's basically magnets. It's a launch system that has no moving parts. Clearly they've kept on top of the maintenance for this ride because it's still as forceful as ever. Straight up into that 205-foot top hat. No rollback again for me, but you know, maybe one day I'll be lucky enough. That's Stealth then. I'm going to head on over now and finally try and make my way to Swarm, and we'll see what that is. B&M Wing Coaster. Let's see how well that's riding today. Of course, you can always pick up a Mardi Gras cupcake here if you like, from Peckish in Angry Birdsland. Looks pretty colourful. I'll grab one of those once my stomach settles down from riding Stealth. Of course, we got the Angry Birds Dodgems here. Could ride a pig or a bird. Take your pick. Pretty much a walk-on for that one today. Nice and empty. What a great ride that the Swarm continues to be here at Thorpe Park. Opened here back in 2012, and this is actually Thorpe Park's newest coaster to date. So until Project Exodus gets built in a year or two's time, this remains the newest coaster, and it's still absolutely fantastic. I mean, check out the theming to this ride. Crashed planes, destroyed ambulances, destroyed churches. Amazing elements for this ride as well. Head choppers, dive loops, incline loops. It's absolutely superb from the start of that lift hill as you're twisting 180 degrees into the ride itself, all the way through to the final brake run. Absolutely fantastic ride. If you've not ridden Swarm yet, come down and ride the UK's only wing coaster from B&M. What a classic. So after my ride on the Swarm then, I figured I would stop by on the Flying Fish, a little 2007 Mack Rides powered coaster here. 5-minute wait time. Haven't got the credit for this one, so I'm going to jump on and yeah, let's have a little bit of fun on this one. Yeah, just a little junior coaster, nothing special, but a cred's a cred. And this is a water ride here from Whitewater West, built in the park in 2011. This is Storm Surge You basically ride these little rafts here, come down this slide and then into this splash pool here. Not much of a soaker, this one. You don't get all that wet. It's pretty tame. Certainly not as wet as you get on the Tidal Wave, which is just over the back here. Not many people running on it today because it's not the best of days. It's kind of, the rain is still in the air and it's not exactly warm. So I'm going to try and get some off-ride footage. I'm certainly not going to be riding this today, but yeah, we'll see if we can stand on the bridge and avoid getting wet. Yeah, that's not going to happen. More Mardi Gras celebrations coming through the park. Actually pretty impressed by Thorpe Park's first iteration of Mardi Gras here. There's a lot of fun vibes. The food's been pretty good. And the little festivals that have been I've been picking up on the park as I've been going around have actually been really quite fun, really interactive, really getting the crowd involved. And of course, the girl pushing around her jellyfish is still very much in effect. But yeah, about mid-afternoon now. So I do have a ticket for Darren Brown's Ghost Train at 4 o'clock. Now Darren Brown's Ghost Train is actually an attraction that, like I say, you do need to buy a separate ticket for. It's not an upcharge, but you do need to book your place before you can actually get on the ride. Now it doesn't actually match the park hours. Park hours today are 10 till 5. Darren Brown is actually running from 1 until 4 o'clock. And the reason for that, I believe, is because the ride does suffer from some pretty extensive downtime. It has done since it's been built here in the park. It's not the most reliable of rides, so they have cut the time down on it quite considerably. If you've not done it though, without any spoilers here on the channel, it is kind of a virtual reality dark ride, kind of themed around kind of a thriller, suspense, horror type ride, really. It's hard to explain without kind of fully spoiling it for you. Hey. But if you've not done Darren Brown's, absolutely give it a go. It's a ride well worth doing. Just make sure that you book your place in the app. Hey. Make sure you book your place in the Thorpe Park app so that you can actually get yourself on that ride. This is a really great area of the park to watch Tidal Wave here. You got Swarm, you got Tidal Wave, you got Stealth, Detonator and Nemesis Inferno just peeking out behind the water tower there. Really offers some great views of the park, this. And it's always fun to listen to people's comments getting off of Tidal Wave. One guy just said, "What a stupid idea." I know the feeling. Now, Tidal Wave was actually opened here in the park in the year 2000, built by Hopkins Rides, and of course you get wet on the ride, but also in this little cabin here, as you'll see right now. It is a 10 out of 10 soaker, that ride. If you're not prepared to get wet, do not ride Tidal Wave. You will get completely and utterly soaked. Just got off my ride off of The Walking Dead, the ride then, and yeah, that's still a good ride. That's actually been in the park for a while now. It used to actually be X No Way Out, or was actually rebranded to X up until 2018, and then they obviously changed it to theme more with The Walking Dead. There's a little pre-show in there now, and the whole thing and inside has obviously been changed with some zombies in there and stuff like that. It's essentially a Vekoma roller coaster enclosed in a show building there. Still pretty good, pretty fun ride. I wouldn't recommend queuing up for it any longer than kind of 20 or 30 minutes, and if you are on your own, you could have a little bit of a problem because you do need to be at least 2 of you to a ride. So if, like myself, I'm actually on my own here today, I had to wait a little bit longer for an odd number of people to turn up so I could actually get on the ride, but eventually it did happen. It's just starting to rain a little bit now. I'm just trying to take shelter under this tree a little bit here, but it's also underneath storm surge, which doesn't actually help. I'm going to head on over to Rush now, just get on that. That's an S&S swing. I'm going to just kind of have a quick go on that. It's not running as well as it used to. It seems to have lost a lot of power over its last couple of years. It doesn't quite go as high as it used to a few years back. But I'm going to get on there, and then it's kind of coming close to park closing time. We're looking at, it's about 10 past 3 right now. I need to get on to Darren Brown for 4 o'clock. But for now though, I'm going to wait out this rain, head on over to Rush, and then we'll go down to Darren Brown straight after that. Yeah, so just waiting to go into Darren Brown's ghost train now. I've got about 20-minute wait, so I thought I'd treat myself to a nice bit of German sausage. I do quite like a good bit of German sausage. This bratwurst here, £8, so the same as the shrimp baguette I had earlier. But yeah, this looks fantastic. Even though he did break my sausage, however, I'm sure it's going to taste just as spectacular. Can't wait to wolf this down. Do love the entrance to this arcade here as well, just opposite Darren Brown's ghost train. Really nice piece of artwork actually. It's a pretty fun arcade as well, lots to do inside. You've also got Stealth and Nemesis Inferno there. You got the Swarm and you got Colossus in the top right there as well. Missing Saw, but apart from that, that's most of the big rides there, and I think it's pretty well done actually. It looks pretty cool. Just have a look inside the arcade now, see if I fancy any of these plushy toys. You've got Sonic. Whoever these guys are, I've absolutely no idea. There's a sloth in there. And lots of other cuddly toys in there as well. And it's your usual arcade with the usual arcade machines. Got your air hockey in there. Hours spent on these as a kid, trying to earn my 2p piece. Got some duck shoots over here. Yeah, some fun stuff. And then your usual arcade machines here. You got the Walking Dead here. The 10-pin bowling. Usual basketball hoops. A saw. 20p for a go. I would have a go if I had any cash on me, but unfortunately I don't. The Angry Birds Whack-A-Mole there. A couple of driving games. Yeah, nice place to bring the little ones if you've got any. Pretty fun. VR experience there as well. Yeah, really nice. Just got off my ride from Darren Brown's ghost train then, and yeah, it's a good ride. It's been pretty solid since 2016 it was first installed, and it is very clever. It's obviously a collaboration between Intamin, Darren Brown himself, Figment Productions and Merlin Entertainment. It is really actually quite good. It is pretty clever, and there are some surprises there which really kind of put the fear in you. Unfortunately though, the virtual reality side of the ride is starting to suffer a little bit from its age. The two headsets that I actually wore in there today, one had no sound in one of the right ear cups, and the other one, the goggles just would refuse to fit to my face no matter how much I tried to adjust it. So it is kind of, the virtual reality side definitely is kind of prone to aging, I guess. It's starting to lose its appeal somewhat. I don't know how much longer it will actually be in the park, but if you haven't done it before, it is worth doing it. Like I say, it's kind of like a virtual reality simulator, if you like, with some scares thrown in there for good measure. So definitely worth doing. Not good if you're afraid of the dark or afraid of live actors, let's say, without spoiling too much. But yeah, if you've not done it, definitely give it a go. But I think once you've done it once, you're not going to really want to do it again. Anyway, coming towards park close now. There's only about 40 minutes left. I'm going to get another quick ride in here on Stealth and probably Colossus if I've got time before wrapping up today's vlog. Just taking a little look at some of the merch offerings here in the main store in the park here, and I gotta say, I do like this Stealth mug. That's very cool. £12 for a Stealth mug there. I do like the look of that. There you got the Stealth fleeces there and t-shirts. Stuff for the Swarm. Pretty cool water bottle there. Saw merch here, along with the bloody cup. Pretty cool. Nemesis Inferno stuff there. Another nice mug. Some pretty cool resins here as well. You got the merch for the shark cabins there, and some Black Mirror Labyrinth stuff. Yeah, really cool stuff actually.
It's 2 in the morning and I need donuts.
Do quite like that.
It's
not embroidered, though. Embroidered shirts and embossed mugs. That's what it's got to be for me to buy them. I do like these resins though, they're very cool. There's one for Samurai as well that I saw earlier, which is also pretty cool. Yeah, really nice. And there we are then, that's going to wrap up my vlog here at Thorpe Park, right back where we started from with Vortex, the KMG afterburner in the background there. Great ride to get started on that one, really happy that it's still just as forceful as ever. Always have a good time here at Thorpe Park, I've never had a bad time here. Actually the park, you know, the park is only 74 acres in size, so actually if you know the layout of this park, you can actually do it in about half a day, you know, but if you are coming here for the first time, I would suggest taking your time, taking the whole day, maybe even taking advantage of the shark cabins, get a two-day here in the park and really take your time, do lots of re-rides. I've managed to get some re-rides today, re-rides on Stealth, Nemesis Inferno, Swarm and even Detonator as well, which has been it's been great. It's been an off-peak day, it's been nice and quiet. Most rides have been walk-on today, which has been fantastic. A little bit disappointed in the weather that we've had today. It's been on-off raining all throughout the day. Lovely blue skies now, of course, now it's towards the end of the day, which has meant that the reason why I came here for Mardi Gras hasn't been as good as it could have been. A lot of the events, the festivals and the shows that are interspersed around the park on the main stage and little mini stages that are kind of spread throughout hasn't really happened today. I've seen some festivals, I've tried some of the food, which was fantastic, absolutely brilliant. That was, you know, some of the food was great. The shrimp stuff, the little cakes that you can get, really cool. But unfortunately it just meant that, yeah, obviously if it's raining you can't have those parades taking place, so they then put the time off to the next show, and then the next show doesn't happen because it's raining, so we've been a little bit unlucky, which is unfortunate. From what I have seen though, Thorpe Park has made some really good efforts for their first attempt at a Mardi Gras. Like I say, there are some down points. I would like to see more food stalls and preferably some more seating as well in the areas where those food stalls are. There's more seating in the areas around Storm in a Teacup. Those Mardi Gras food stalls were actually quite well catered for, but the other areas, lack of seating, which was a little bit of a shame. But like I say, that's probably the only downers though. There's not much that Thorpe Park needs to learn from here. Obviously Alton Tower still has the edge, but they are in their second year of Mardi Gras, so they have a little bit more of a head start, if you like. Looking forward to seeing what Thorpe Park does next year at Mardi Gras though. We also have Carnival coming this summer, which they're going to be obviously doing here at the park as well. Lots of different carnival themed attractions, as well as food outlets and things like that. And then obviously back into the autumn we've got Oktoberfest, followed by the Halloween Fright Nights in October, which is going to be great. Always put on a good scare here at Thorpe Park during Halloween, always worth attending that one. For now though, that's it. It's been a great day here at Thorpe Park. Hope you've enjoyed today's vlog. Hope it's given you some information and some things to think about. I'm at Chessington World of Adventures next week just to see what's changed in that park since I last been. Probably get on some classics like Vampire. We'll ride Croc Drop. And just have a little look around that park and see how the new Jumanji themed area is coming on as well with Project Amazon. That's going to be next week. For now though, from Thorpe Park and myself at Adventure Planet, thank you so much for watching, and as always, happy riding everybody.